Hello everyone, my name is Karen. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing the WWE NXT UK Worlds Collide review. I'm sorry this and the Royal Rumble review are coming out so late. I didn't really finish Royal Rumble until Monday night, and I didn't have a whole lot of time to record this in the past few days. I haven't been feeling the best. I've been sleeping a lot. Tuesday and Wednesday I slept through like the entirety of the day. So yeah, again, sorry about these coming out so late. It's hilarious because I actually finished both shows by Monday. So it's like, I really just kind of wasn't feeling good. So we're going to start with the first match on the pre-show. Mia Yim versus Kaylee Ray. Prediction was Ray for both me and Jesse. I'm doing the predictions or the review a little bit different than I normally do, or than I have been doing. I want to try a new style with these and see if you guys like it a little bit better. So from the start, Yim immediately went after Ray, started taking to her. Then Ray took over, slowing it down with some head cranks. She went up top, but Yim moved out of the way before she starts taking control again. Yim hit a suicide dive, taking down Ray outside. Ray dove from the top turnbuckle, taking Yim down outside, and both were down as the ref started to count. Ray is in control, bringing it back into the ring. Yim reverses the gory bomb into the code blue for a 2 count. Kaylee Ray gets a roll up while holding on to the ropes. 1-0 on predictions, 8 out of 10. It wasn't a very long match, but between the two of them, it was a good contest. I'm hoping that this is going to be more of a feud and continue further, because I am looking forward to it if that's the case. The two of them, both great in the ring together, and I've really enjoyed it so far. This goes back to before War Games, when Kaylee Ray came out and shoved Yim off the ladder. So yeah. Match number 2, men's singles match, Finn Balor versus Ilya Dragunov. Prediction was Balor for both. Both very similar styles and builds is what me and Jesse noticed. They're both kind of smaller men, and they have like that same sort of like cut soccer player style like build to them. Dragunov in control, telling Balor to bring it to him. Balor starts to take control, but Dragunov shuts it down with a chop and a senton. Goes up top for an axe handle, but Balor moves out of the way and avoids it. Balor stomping on Dragunov in the corner, holding control, chops in the corners. 1916 gets reversed into a suplex as Dragunov starts to shift the control again. Knee drop from the second rope. Balor's out at 2. Double stomp to Dragunov, elbows as he gets back to his feet. Back and forth strikes. Pele kick is caught. The 1916 gets reversed again, but Balor counters, sending Dragunov down. Sling blade, shotgun drop kick with a kick to the eyes. German suplex with a bridge for a 2 count. Rebound, clothesline, 6-1 line, said Nigel McGuinness. I don't know if that's actually what it's called, but I thought it was a cool name. I thought it was a cool line that they said. 6-1 line was actually kind of funny. Dives outside, take Balor down. Coast to coast to Balor, hung over the bottom rope. Don't think if I remember correctly, it wasn't a full coast to coast, but it wasn't full coast to coast like what we know it as. But it is definitely not a finisher, Shane McMahon. It is a cool spot to do in the middle of a match, like a superplex. Senton counter with the knees, corner shotgun dropkick, coup de grace, 1916. Balor wins, 2-0 on predictions, 10 out of 10. Great match. Both great competitors, both put on a hell of a show. And then it went to ringside to talk with the Grizzled Young Veterans and the Broserweights. They talked a lot about, saying, oh, we're going to beat you, and oh, we're going to be the best out of this situation. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the most recent NXT, the Broserweights ended up winning the final match between the two of them, winning the Dusty Cup for 2020, and are going on to face the Undisputed Era at NXT TakeOver Portland. But yeah, the best moment, Dunn says he's going to be blunt, and Riddle's like, and then he says Riddle is going to smoke Grizzled Young Veterans, and I thought that was hilarious. It's been a lot of pot jokes with Dunn during this tag team, and I fucking love it. They're probably my favorite tag team that's going right now in NXT, not counting the Undisputed Era. So I've been really enjoying this. So it's very fun. Match number 3 with the NXT Cruiserweight Championship Fatal 4-Way match. We have the champion Angel Garza defending against Isaiah Swerve Scott, Jordan Devlin, and Travis Banks. Prediction for me was Isaiah Swerve Scott, and for Jesse was Angel Garza. Garza goes to tear the pants away, but he gets kicked by the other 3 competitors as Devlin starts to take control. Scott gets a showing in, holds control for a bit. Garza hits a suicide dive and takes down Scott. A double stomp by Banks takes down Garza. Banks dips under a kick from Scott, and it ends up hitting Garza because of it. Banks is still in control, all 3 end up in the corner. Banks slams Devlin onto Scott, who was already slammed onto Garza earlier. DDT onto Scott by Devlin after avoiding being sent out by flipping off Banks' back. Banks breaks up a pin by diving onto Devlin and Garza after a Spanish fly. Garza is in control, tears away the pants. Nigel fucking loses it. And I mean loses it. Like, Nigel. He's engaged, man. Calm down. Like, calm the fuck down, Nigel. He's an engaged straight... I'm not entirely sure if he's straight, but he seems like he's an engaged straight man. Calm down, Nigel. He only tore his pants off. You don't need to freak the fuck out every time. Nigel was talking about how adorable he was on commentary the whole time. Like, that's all he was talking about was how good Angel Garza looks. I'm like, Nigel, you're making it awkward for the people watching the show. Massive move with all four. Power slam to Devlin and a powerbomb / meteor to Banks off of Garza's shoulders in a 4-man sequence. Knee to the face by Scott. House calls broken up by Devlin. Headbutt to Banks. Canadian destroyer out of nowhere by Banks takes Devlin down. Garza sends Banks down off the top rope. Scott stops Garza from going up top. Devlin joins in. Double avalanche Spanish fly. Slice of heaven. Kiwi crusher. Devlin's out at 2. Chops to Banks. Caught with an insane powerbomb. 2 count. Garza hits a dropkick on Banks on Scott's shoulders, leading to a reverse run to Scott. Wing clipper. Devlin stops it. Hits the Devlin slide powerbomb. Devlin wins. 2-1 on predictions for both. 10 out of 10. Not the ending Jesse or I expected. Like, definitely not the ending we expected. But I do gotta say props to Devlin, or as we were calling him the whole night, rip-off, Atari-based. Like, if you guys have ever seen or played the GoldenEye N64 video game, he legit looks like Finn Balor, what Finn Balor's character would look like in that game. Like, he's got, like, this Finn Balor-style looking face. And they're from the same place in Ireland. They're both from the same place in Ireland, and they look super similar. They have a similar build. I'm like, this is just, like, you can't make this shit up. Like, it's hilarious. There's a lot, props to Devlin, because he's awesome. He did fantastic. He is going to be on NXT next week. Lots of spots where it looked like any of the four could win. It was a great match. That's how you do great Fatal 4-Way matches, is you make it look like there's spots where every single person can win. You don't want to just see, like, 1 or 2 dudes being dominant the whole match and then just, like, have the other guy randomly come in and win. Or, like, have a spot where it's literally just one dude being dominant the whole match and he ends up winning. Or 2 people are dominant the whole match, or a few of the people are dominant the whole match, and then it's like one of those people are the ones who win. It's never what you want to see. You want to see a good contest where it looks like any of them could win at any time with any move they hit. And this was what that was. It was fantastic. Probably one of my favorite matches of the night, to be honest. It was a great match. Yeah, not much more I can say about it. I'm trying to think of anything else. None of the other 3 popped up on NXT this week, so there's nothing more to say with them. Let me make sure there wasn't anything else to say. Yim didn't pop up. Kaylee Ray didn't pop up. Balor and Trent Seven had a great match, which I'll get to after this. Match number 4, men's tag team match. We had DIY versus Mustache Mountain. The prediction was DIY for both. Gargano and Bate started it with Gargano in control. Bate started taking it. Both hopped up on one leg as they hold each other's legs. Bate puts his down and they shake hands as everyone claps and cheers. Seven and Ciampa are tagged in now. Taunt off. They shake hands after. Lots of quick back and forth. Bate comes back in, more taunting. A test of strength. Head bridge by both men as they lock hands to break up a dual pinfall. If you guys don't know what a dual pinfall is, it's when all 4 men, or both men's shoulders, like all 4 shoulders, are down on the mat at the same time. It's a double pinfall. There's been a lot of those where it's ended, actually, and it's like really weird to see because like you don't expect it most of the time, but it does happen. Lots of quick attacks. DIY taking control and throwing Bate and Seven around. Gargano and Ciampa both through the thing, you know, where Ciampa claps on the apron and then he pats his back. They both did that. Like, Ciampa did it first, and then Johnny hopped up and they did it together, and I was like, and they like pulled Johnny over, and he's like, yeah, I loved it. I'm happy. If this means DIY comes back fully, I ain't gonna complain. I love DIY. Gargano back in, some light double teaming on Bate, more taunting. Ciampa comes back in. Bate is being kept in DIY's corner. He finally gets Seven in. Seven starts taking control over the match. Powerbomb to Ciampa, lots of pin attempts. Bate and Gargano both come in, take control over Mustache Mountain, takes them both down at the same time. Corner chops on Bate, followed by a slingshot spear. Seven grabs a leg for the suicide dive. Bate catches it, get caught with a knee. Suicide dive taking him down. Slingshot DDT for a 2 count. Ciampa took down Seven at the same time. Enziguri and knee strike combo on Bate in the corner, followed by a messed up dive off the apron. It looked like when Johnny went to dive off, Seven was supposed to, either Seven wasn't in the right spot or he was supposed to catch him and reverse it or something, but it looked really weird and the spot just ended up kind of getting fucked up. It was a great spot, but it just looked weird. Project Ciampa is avoided. Tyler Driver 97 is avoided. Elbow bouncing off of the ropes. Tyler Driver 97 for a 2 count. Long Dart gets avoided. Exploder Suplex gets caught with the knees during the standing shooting star press. Gargano escape locked in. Ciampa gets the armbar in. Mustache Mountain power out. Airplane spins. Gargano is taken down for a 2 count. Mistake made. 7 accident clotheslines bait. Ciampa takes him down. 7 protects bait. Dual punch, burning hammer with a knee assist. Ciampa kicks out. Corkscrew moonsault by bait to 7 by accident as Ciampa moves him over at the last second. So, 7 was holding him down, and Ciampa flipped him onto him so that way when he hit it, it hit it on 7. And that led to a pinfall that Bate ended up breaking up. Back and forth strikes in the middle before things break down. Bate gets caught off the ropes with a kick and knee combo. They hit the meat in the middle, which is the knee strike super kick combo they do. DIY wins, 3-1 on predictions, 12 out of 10. So far, the best match of the night for me. It was a great, great match. Two of the best tag teams in the world, and they put on a hell of a fucking show. I honestly do hope we see more of DIY this year because, like I said, I'm a huge DIY fan. And just honestly seeing them back together kind of is something I've wanted since they broke up. So hopefully we see that. They shake hands in the middle of the ring, followed by some hugs before they leave. Later on in the night, Finn Balor would then go to attack Johnny Gargano. As he's attacking him, 7 and Bate would also be back there and they would break it up, and Finn Balor would then start fighting Trent Seven. Tuesday night at the Performance Center, he then attacked Trent Seven again, choking him in a car door as Seven was arriving to the Performance Center, and then they had a match on NXT that Finn Balor ended up winning, looking pretty dominant on his way to NXT TakeOver Portland to face Johnny Gargano in a match. Match number 5, the NXT Women's Championship match, Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm. Prediction was Ripley for both. I know technically it's called the NXT Championship, but even on the graphic this week leading to the next match, it said NXT Women's Championship match, so I'm very confused on what they're planning. Are they going to change it to NXT Championship, or are they going to keep it as NXT Women's Championship? Because technically, it makes more sense having it as the Women's Championship. I know technically having it as that brand, with that branded name of Women's, kind of makes people oh, whatever, it's just the Women's Championship. But the thing is, that's nothing demeaning about it. There's nothing demeaning to be a woman. Women are fucking tough as hell. And to have the Women's Championship be called the Women's Championship makes more sense because guess what? It's a separate thing from the Men's Championships. But I digress. Either way, moving on. Dakota Kai attacked by Tegan Nox in the crowd. Nox spears her through the barricade. And then the match finally gets underway after they get pulled away. They had a great match on NXT that fucking ended up winning that. Who won that match? I think Tegan won. Tegan won after hitting the Shiniest Wizard. That's right. She ended up winning the match. I don't think the feud's over. I'm guessing they're going to continue it and probably have a match Mania weekend at TakeOver Tampa. Maybe? I'm not entirely sure. German suplex in the bottom turnbuckle by Storm. She's in control over Ripley, working the neck and head area. Back and forth strikes in the middle of the ring. Ripley gets the better of it, finally getting some control in the match. Hits a big jumping punt kick into the corner. Standing Cloverfield locked in by Ripley. Riptide gets reversed with a crossbody. Storm Zero is avoided. German suplex, but Ripley kicks out. Drop kick by Ripley. Storm catches Ripley with a headbutt. Frog splash avoided. Riptide. Ripley retains. 4-1 on predictions. 10 out of 10. It was a great match between two friends/rivals. I'm not entirely sure what the story with them is. It seems like they're friends, but also rivals. They have a friendly rivalry, almost kind of what Johnny and Tommaso have turned into. They're it's a friendly rivalry, but it's still a rivalry kind of. It was a bit shorter than we expected it to be. Me and Jesse, neither of us expected it to be that short. It was a much shorter match than what I expected the match to be. But Rhea Ripley finally has a win over Toni Storm, which is kind of cool. And she will be facing Bianca Belair at NXT TakeOver Portland. Neither of them were on the show this week. But like I said, I did have the graphic saying NXT Women's Championship on when they were talking about it. Match number 6, men's 8-man tag team match, Imperium versus the Undisputed Era. The prediction, Imperium. And this is about the time when it did the backstage interview with Gargano, interrupted by Balor attacking him. Bate pulls him off as others go and check on him. And then that led to Trent Seven getting attacked at the Performance Center on Tuesday, and then the match that Finn Balor and Trent Seven had this week on NXT. And it was a great match. It was a great, great match. Eichner and O'Reilly started the match. Back and forth strikes in the corner, but O'Reilly ends up taking it over before the the swap to another corner, and Eichner takes over. Marcel Bartel is tagged in. Strong tagged into the match. Fish in, taking to Wolf with some tag moves. At this point, Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong did a tag move to Alexander Wolf, and he took a kick wrong or something along those lines, and he was taken out of the match. He did end up posting on Twitter that he is fine, and he thanked Drake Wirtz, the referee in the match, for actually calling, and the medical staff for helping him out. He thanked Drake Wirtz for stopping the match to let him get out. And there's a lot of people giving Fish shit for it. Like, they're like, oh, Fish didn't even fucking care. You can see the genuine concern on Bobby Fish's face. Like, he's definitely worried about the guy he potentially just injured. It's kind of what it is with wrestling. Like, you gotta stay in character, but you also want to make sure that your compatriot, your coworker, your friend is okay. And I understand that completely with the situation. It's like, yes, he doesn't want to show too much concern. He wants to try to get back into the match. He wants to look like he wants to beat the shit out of him. But you can see it on his face, regardless of how he's trying to act in the match. Like, he's trying to pull the ref off. Regardless of that, you can see that on his face. There's genuine concern that he does, in fact, hope that Alexander Wolf is okay. And it seems like I said, it seems like he is. I'm not sure if there's any news of him being on NXT UK this week, or if he's going to be on NXT UK anytime soon. I'm guessing it's going to be kind of a one day at a time, try to see what's wrong and make sure he's actually completely okay before they do anything. And he did end up getting taken to the back. Walter comes in. He seemed a bit rocked after the kick. It looked like it hit him weird in the face. Like, it may have actually fully hit him, and kind of been a Brie Bella Liv Morgan situation where she got legitimately concussed from Brie Bella kicking her in the face. But yeah. Walter and Cole against each other. Yes. More of that, please. Strong comes in, trying to keep Walter isolated, but he drops him with a big boot. Eichner tagged in. Strong starting to fight back against Bartel. Cole comes back in, takes it to Bartel. Fish tags in, starting to take it to Bartel in the corner. They were isolating Marcel so much during this match. And I also kind of realized while we were watching this match, Marcel Bartel and Ilya Dragunov look a lot more similar than me and Jesse had realized when we first started watching the match. I saw him walking out, I'm like, is it just me or does he look like Ilya Dragunov? And Jesse's like, yeah, a little bit. I see it. I also find it funny that they're the dominant force in NXT UK. They're called Imperium, which isn't much, but like imperialistic Japan is kind of a nice little like connector. But they're from Germany, Austria, and Italy. And if you guys know anything about World War II, those were the three main. Germany and Italy and Japan were the Axis powers. Austria was kind of pseudo roped into Germany after some stuff, and yeah, it's just like. I'm not going to say anything about how much they want to dominate NXT UK, but I don't know. I thought it was a weird connection that I made, and I was like, damn, this is just like... Although, to be fair, they had two Irishmen, or an Irishman and a Russian, doing German suplexes in a match for UK... For the UK guy is from Russia, the American guy is from Ireland, and they were doing German suplexes. I made a lot of stupid jokes and stupid, like, connections during this, and I just thought I'd share them all with you guys, because I'm an idiot. I forgot where I'm at. O'Reilly in, taking... Okay, Strong in, chops and kicks in the corner. Strong mocks Imperium, doing the thing they do. Fish back in, Bartel still being isolated. Cole's back in. Bartel finally starts fighting back before backbreaker. O'Reilly comes back in. Bartel is really being devastated in the Undisputed Era's corner. Elbows and knees on the ground. Tries to take down Walter, but he pretty much just shrugs off the kick. Like, he gets straight up kicked in the face by O'Reilly, and he's just like, meh, whatever. I was like, oh my god damn, this man's scary as fuck. Walter's in, and pretty much everyone dies. O'Reilly tries to take down Walter's legs as best as he can, gets a massive chop, and I mean, if you guys have seen Walter's chops, and you see the way O'Reilly sells, he died. Like, just straight up, that was it. It was just death. It's like time of death. Call it. Like, it was brutal looking. I loved it. German suplex reversed into a guillotine with the body scissors. Strong and O'Reilly German suplex. Eichner and then Bartel in. Jumping DDT / wheelbarrow facebuster move for a 2 count. Walter's back in. O'Reilly's being isolated now. Seated senton. Pretty sure O'Reilly can no longer breathe. I'm not trying to be mean to Walter because he could probably kill me with one of those chops, but he is not a small man. Kyle O'Reilly is a decently small man. He's got a seated senton right onto his chest. That's gotta fucking... Oh, it'd be so difficult to breathe. Like, I know they're not actually hitting each other, but you gotta realize that some of these moves are legit connecting sometimes. Like, they have to make them look real, and oh my god. Chops in the corner with the fist, like, just... That's gotta fucking hurt. Like, I've taken chops. If you guys have seen the WrestleMania 34 punishment, I think it was, or 33 punishment, whatever the first WrestleMania me and Jesse did predictions for. If you guys have seen the punishment video for that, because we want to do a punishment video for the first WrestleMania, I had to take chops because I lost. Before the main show even started, I lost. So I had to take chops. It sucked. It hurt really fucking badly. Chops are no joke, and from as far as I know, chops are not something they fake. Like, chops are normally really dumb. Like, if you've seen somebody's chest after chops, like after the Greatest Royal Rumble, look at Daniel Bryan's chest after chop after chop after chop. It was devastating looking. Like, it looked fucking painful. So yeah, it was insane. Big Chop takes him down. Eichner's tagged back in. O'Reilly flips out of a move and takes down Walter. Bartel's back in. A double dropkick move to O'Reilly, hung up on the ropes. Walter's back in after an ankle lock escape. Strong's in the match, taking it to Imperium fast and furious. Chops to Walter, takes him down, back and forth elbows, bouncing back and forth on the ropes. Caught by a clothesline. Powerbomb gets avoided. Strong still keeping control. Eichner's in. Stronghold locked in on Eichner. Bartel and Fish are legal now after it's gotten out of. Fish trying to take down Bartel and Eichner. Lots of double team moves. Fish avoids the European bomb and tosses Eichner into Bartel. Adam Cole comes in, takes out the knee. Bartel avoids Panama Sunrise. Ushi-Hiroshi, 2 count as Walter stomps it to break it up. Fish, O'Reilly, and Strong start attacking Walter in the corner. They send Walter outside of the ropes and set up the announce table. Goes to powerbomb Strong through the table, but O'Reilly kicks the leg to stop it. Walter sets up the Spanish announce table. Fish attacks the knee to stop it. Strong hits the Olympic slam off of the Spanish announce table through the regular American announce table. Bartel starts going wild on Cole. O'Reilly comes in, but Bartel avoids it. Tag team brainbuster to O'Reilly. Super kick to Bartel. Eichner gets caught with one off the top rope. Neckbreaker for a 2 count. Strong's tagged in. A gutbuster followed by a knee strike to the face, but Bartel kicks out. Fish comes in. O'Reilly is then tagged in. Eichner comes in to try and save Bartel, but gets taken down. Diving knee strike to the back of Bartel's knees. Heel hook locked in after. Bartel gets the rope. Eichner with a beautiful springboard moonsault. Like, mwah, beautiful, magnifique. Eichner throws Bartel into the ring, but Eichner is taken down with the double team. Walter on the aprons, tagged in. He finally got back up after that Olympic slam. Like, he sold that bitch like a mofo, and I fucking loved it. Chops the Cole, one to the back of O'Reilly, takes down Fish, pulls down the knee pad. Last shot, not last shot. Last shot caught with a chop. Strong power bombed. Walter with the frog splash. Last shot, Bartel breaks it up. All 7 men going at it in the middle of the ring. Walter with a sleeper on Fish. O'Reilly gets one on Walter. No man's land. Bartel takes down Cole. I guess that's what they call high-low now, is no man's land. Don't ask me, man. It's just what they said. So, just calling it what they say it is. I've always called it high-low because that's what they always called it when it got hit. So, if they changed the name, they've changed the name. I ain't complaining. O'Reilly fighting him. Strong with a suicide dive over the top rope. Eichner with a massive crossbody frog splash, taking them all down. Moonsault is avoided. Shotgun dropkick. Yes. Walter hit a shotgun fucking dropkick. And I was like, he has no business being able to do that. But I fucking loved it. Powerbomb. Imperium wins. 5-1 on predictions. 20 out of 10. I need more of these two teams fucking each other up in the ring. Like, straight up. They went fucking wild. Hopefully next time Alexander Wolf is able to compete in the full match because it was awesome. But yeah, I need more of them. It's an amazing match. Lots of great storytelling and lots of amazing wrestling all around. I give 5 stars to the pay-per-view as a whole. Yeah, it was a great match. There was lots of awesome storytelling. Lots of great wrestling between the two teams. Walter and the rest of Imperium looked very strong after losing one of their team members. Everyone died when chops were happening. The shotgun dropkick fucking made me lose my shit. Seeing Roderick Strong hit an Olympic slam onto Walter through the announce table was probably one of the coolest moments because it's like, excuse me? How did you do that to him. Like, that should not be allowed. But yeah, the pay-per-view as a whole, I loved it. Worlds Collide 2020 was awesome. I'm glad they're doing it as a live event now. Hopefully next year's will also be a live event. And I hope you guys enjoyed the review of Worlds Collide 2020. Stay tuned for Royal Rumble 2020 review later in the day. Stay golden. Peace.